So earlier today, I simulated the first round 100 times to see who the Bengals would take. Used PFF, Pro Football Focus's mock draft to do that. Well, today we're now doing it. Well, I guess today, later today now. Now I'm doing 10 mock drafts I did, where again, I'm not picking any of the players. Just keep that in mind. This is me selecting. What I do is I go ahead and select, like the Chiefs, for example. I pick all the Chiefs picks, and I do not pick the Bengals picks. So all of these picks are picked by PFF, not by me. This is picked by PFF's robot, their automated bot. This is not picked by me. And the whole point of this is to see a second part or third party angle on who PFF would take. Not myself, but PFF. And here's how it went. So this is 10 different drafts. Again, all 7th round mock drafts. All 7 rounds. Not bad. So starting off right away, keep in mind we do have 10 picks in this upcoming draft. So the first draft here, they took Fuaga, offensive tackle. They took a corner, Ray Davis, running back, a tight end, a center, a tackle, a safety, defensive end, and defensive end. And ironically enough, the only draft to take him was the first one. But yes, they did take Myles Murphy, the guy in this upcoming draft who has the same name as the guy we just took last year. Obviously, he's not from Clemson. I believe he's from... Oh, where is he from? Northwestern, I want to say? It's a blue school. I can't think of the name off the top of my head, but it's a school that's blue. The color scheme is like light baby blue color. Anyway, though, so first, very interesting. I mean, they take one tackle. This is Christian Jones from, I believe he's from Texas. I don't mind that pick at all. Cade Stover, we've talked about many times. Channel, absolutely love him. Ray Davis, I really do like. I will say taking a running back in the 3rd round would be interesting. And not taking a wide receiver at all in a very good wide receiver draft class, where this is a very deep wide receiver draft class. Yes, you could bring back Tyler Boyd, as I talked about many times on the channel. But even then, you most likely are trying to find a receiver for the future, especially with how good this draft class is. Now, if you do this draft, that means that you truly believe in Yoshi. You believe that you can get back Tyler Boyd. You also believe that maybe you can work out a contract with T. Higgins. And then you kind of go in that direction. I just feel like it would be a missed opportunity to not at least take one receiver in a class that's really good at wide receiver. Now, the second mock draft we have here starts off with, of course, the offensive tackle, Barton, back-to-back cornerback picks for a 2nd round. We have a safety in the 3rd here, wide receiver in the 4th, defensive end, a tight end, another safety, so 2 safeties in this draft. And then we have an offensive tackle for the first time in the 6th round. Defensive end, and then another tight end. Okay, I said the first offensive tackle when the both starting picks were offensive tackles. I'm sorry. Absolutely butchered that. So 2 offensive tackles, by the way, in both, first 2 mocks here. Not bad. I mean, I don't know if again, like I said, I do like the wide receiver in the 3rd round. I think that's pretty damn good. 2 tight ends. I'm not against that idea. Theo Johnson had a really good combine, so excited to see what he can do in the NFL. One thing I think we have learned from last year's tight end class, though, which was considered a really good tight end class, was the fact that some of them did not really blossom too well in the NFL. Not saying that it will happen this year, but we kind of learned that last year and stuff to take in consideration. 3rd mock draft here. This time, we only take 1 offensive tackle. I don't know why I kept avoiding my head the first 2 offensive tackles. This time, we take Christian Jones, again, from Texas. We take him in the 5th round here, but we start off with a cornerback in Quinton Mitchell, which I'm not against the idea at all. We take an edge rusher, a running back, back-to-back running backs in the 3rd. I highly doubt this would happen. And mainly because of the fact that we have Zach Moss, we have Chase Brown's going to be the future. Unless somehow something tragic happened, knock on wood it doesn't, and Zach Moss isn't able to play football anymore, I couldn't see us taking 2 back-to-back halfbacks in the third. I disagree with that. Jared Wiley, tight end, I'm okay with that. A.J. Bonner, so 2 tight ends in this draft. We also have 2 defensive linemen, and we have a running back, Frank Gore Jr. So this mock has 3 running backs. Can one of them play wide receiver, or can one of them play cornerback? Or, like, I mean, at some point, that is, okay. Not sure I agree with taking 3 running backs. Mock 4 here. We start off with Troy from the Washington Huskies. Then we go Jatavian Sanders. Okay. Then a safety, Kalen Bullock. We got Kate Stover, Michael Hall, Luke. Yeah, I'm not against this mock draft. 2 wide receivers taken, 2 tight ends. I think that's a little much there, but okay, whatever. Who cares? 2 offense. We got what? 3 offensive linemen total. I really like that. 2 wide receivers for the future, defensive end, and yeah, I mean maybe another defensive end instead of another tackle, but I don't think that this one's probably the best so far. I'm actually going to go ahead and do this. This is how I'm going to rank these. So, this one, center, tackle, safety, defensive end, defensive end, defensive end. Yeah, I'm going to go with a green on this one. I think this one isn't illogical. I know for a fact I'm putting red on this one. I don't think this one is logical. Tackle, corner, wide receiver, defensive end, tight end. I think that's logical. And I'm not saying, like, which ones are the best, but I'm saying which ones actually make logical sense. And I think, other than the 3 halfbacks in one draft, I think the rest of these probably will make logical sense. But just in case. Yeah, so anyway, so we got, yeah, I'd say probably one, maybe another defensive end other than offensive tackle. But even then, I think that's not bad. Brian Thomas Jr., start with that. There we go. Jatavian Sanders. So back-to-back offensive weapons. We do take a center in this draft, but we don't take a tackle until the 7th round in the end of the draft. No, I don't like that one. We start with Fuaga. Go with Zach Frazier. Okay. We go with the running back in the 3rd. I'm not against the idea if he's best player available. I don't really love it, but Cade Stover, love that pick. Back-to-back tackles. Okay. We get the tackle from Texas. We go defensive end, tight end, defensive end, and wide receiver. Yeah, I don't think that's a bad option. I mean, I would maybe take a receiver a little bit earlier, but again, like I said, if he's best player available, we take what we take. This one starts off with Byron Murphy. Okay. We start off with an edge rusher, tackle, wide receiver, center, tackle, edge, tackle, tackle, end. Yeah, I think that I actually really like that one. Yeah, I actually really I love this one, actually, thinking about it. Because now you get a guy to replace DJ Reader and him. You get 2 interior, hopefully, pass rushers that can help out and, you know, get you to the next level. You get 4 offensive tackles who obviously, and a center who's eventually, you know, the center could play guard or center. That gives you a lot of protection for Joe. The only thing I don't like about this is we don't take a tight end. I would say if you take out, like, for example, I don't know, Nathan Thomas here, add in a tight end, and I think that one could be a really good one. But I think you have to add in the tight end to make that really that good. I still don't like the idea of not taking a tight end. With how decent this class is with tight end, I don't like that. Okay, start off with Troy from the Husky. Then you go Braden Fiskey, who had a fantastic combine. Javon Baker, wide receiver. Then you go with a safety. We go Tiandre Sweat a little bit later. Okay. Cornerback, defensive end, halfback, tight end. See, like, this is not ridiculous to take back-to-back halfbacks. I don't like the idea of doing it. But this is not, like, the craziest thing possible. To take that in the 3rd is kind of ridiculous. In the 6th round, it's like, okay, it's not going to happen, but I can at least fathom that, okay, back-to-back 6th-round picks are halfbacks. I don't think that's going to happen, but, it is what it is. I'm going to go red here. I don't think we would do that one. Graham Barton, edge rusher, tackle again. I like that. Defensive end, edge rusher, safety, tight end, wide receiver, safety, linebacker. You know what's funny? This is the only one that really gave us a linebacker. And it wasn't until the 7th round it gave us it. Which I think is kind of crazy. But I'm not against this idea. I still don't love the idea of a safety. But listen, hey, if they're going to put a safety and then move him, I don't know. Because then I was going to say move him to corner. But see, I don't think you can get out of this draft without taking a corner. I don't think you can. That's my biggest issue here. I don't think you can get out of this class without taking a corner. Because, yes, you're going to have Dax Hill who moves to the slot, and he's going to pretty much move to the corner. But you don't need extra safeties then. I mean, unless you're going, if you're going to get, like, extra guys in case Tyson Anderson goes down again. Knock on wood, he doesn't. Okay. And then we got Teron Arnold, corner. I love that. 2 wide receivers back-to-back, which I don't think is really that unrealistic with how good this class is. We got Michigan, and then we got the Javon Baker again. We got Tiandre Sweat, which I really do like him. Again, I know he made a mistake, and what he did was awful, but, hopefully he can learn from that. You get a really good guard, in my opinion. The only problem with this is no tackle. And I don't think you get out of this class that's a really good tackle class without tackle. Like, there's these, even the red ones, right? So out of 10, how many did I put? I put what? 1, 2, 3, 4 out of 10, I put red. 6 out of 10, I put green. I think the problems is if you take the 4 that are red and you mix and match together, I think you can get yourself a pretty damn good draft. But I don't think we walk out of this draft with one without an offensive tackle. I think we would 100% take one. It's not a question. You got to protect Joe Burrow. Number 2, a tight end. It's a really good tight end. I know I flip-flopped a little bit. It's a good tight end class. It's not a very good tight end class. It's a good tight end class. It's not crazy great, but it's good. This is a great wide receiver class. I don't think you leave this draft without a tackle, guard, something on the line. You leave this without getting a cornerback, a tight end, and a wide receiver. Those are the 4 things I think you have to have in this class, especially with our needs. And number 5, I would say, actually, no, number 5 is a must too. You got to find DJ Reader's replacement. You got to find a defensive tackle, a defensive lineman who maybe won't 100% place DJ Reader, but be put into place to give us some type of benefit. So tell me down below your thoughts and opinions, guys. See you guys next one. Peace out.